As we wrap up our discussion on Principle 3, let's just take a moment to pause. Let's sit quietly with what we've explored today about identity. This isn't about rushing to the next point on an agenda. It's really about letting a deeper understanding settle in. So let's just take a breath and gently reflect on the enduring truths of who we truly are.
Let's anchor ourselves in 3 foundational, unshakable truths. You are a child of God. You are a child of the covenant. And you are a disciple of Jesus Christ. In a world that is constantly shifting and trying to redefine who we should be, these 3 divine identities give us an incredibly stable, unchanging center. They aren't just titles. They're the spiritual foundation of who you are.
Now, navigating this mortal life is complex. We absolutely need to hold compassionate space for the grief, the ambiguity, and sometimes the profound loneliness that comes with our earthly journey. The lived experience of same-sex attraction is real, and it is consequential. It shapes deeply personal parts of life. But as we've discussed, while this experience is significant, it doesn't have to become the sole or total definition of who a person is. What we're really looking at is a journey of integration and wholeness in Christ.
The crucial thing here is how we harmonize these realities. President Russell M. Nelson captured this beautifully when he said, "No identifier should displace, replace, or take priority over these 3 enduring designations." Centering your identity in Christ doesn't mean erasing your individuality. It certainly doesn't demand that you deny your lived experience or just emotionally suppress who you are. Actually, it's the exact opposite. Focusing on these divine identifiers enlarges you. It integrates all the unique, complex parts of your experience into a much grander, eternal purpose.
Let's think about belonging for a second. Think about our mortal and social identities. A lot of times, earthly labels are used to draw boundaries, right? To categorize people, to highlight how we're different, and ultimately to decide who is in and who is out. But divine identity works completely differently. It doesn't build walls, it creates shared ground. It freely offers equal worth and belonging to everyone simply as a gift. It essentially replaces a hierarchy of human worth with a shared, universal family.
And this brings us to a really pivotal insight. Because we share this unshakable divine foundation, our differences don't have to dictate our distance from one another. Every single person is a child of God, and everyone is invited into covenant belonging. Divine identity doesn't erase our individual differences, but it does create this profound space where difference need not become distance.
Many of the identities the world hands us really emphasize difference. They ask us to look around a room and immediately sort people based on how they contrast with us.
But a higher perspective invites us to look again. Divine identity creates shared belonging. We're all invited to walk this path of discipleship in Jesus Christ together, sharing a foundational worth that no earthly label can ever diminish or take away.
Just let that realization settle in for a moment. Difference need not become distance. We can absolutely hold space for the unique, consequential paths we each walk, while still standing firmly together on shared, sacred ground.
Before today ends, choose one person you might otherwise see mainly through a label or difference.
Remember your shared divine identity.
And take one concrete action that helps that person belong.